Welcome students. In today's lecture we are going to continue the explanation of the essay The Convalescent by Charles Lamb. To the words business, he is dead. Business means concern. Okay. For words concern, he is dead now. That means the sick person is not at all concerned with any activities that are happening in the world around him. Okay. He understands not what the callings and occupations of mortals are. Now he does not understand the occupations and works of the mortals. Mortals means human beings around him. Okay. Now he does not care about the occupations and the works of the human beings around him, because now he is only concerned about himself. Only he has a glimmering conceit of some such thing. He just have a faint image. Glimmering conceit means a faint image. Okay, conceit means image. He has a faint image of few things that are happening around him. And what are these things? When the doctor makes his daily call. When the doctor who is giving him treatment makes his daily visit. Call means visit, his daily visit. Okay. And even in the lines of that busy face, he reads no multiplicity of patients, but solely conceives of himself as the sick man. So, now this sick person, when the doctor who is giving him treatment makes his daily visit, he does not consider this doctor a very busy person. Okay, he cannot understand that how busy this doctor is treating a multiple number of patients. He just believes that he himself is his only patient. Okay, he solely conceives. Solely means only. Conceives means thinks or believes of himself as the sick man. He does not understand that how busy this doctor is treating a multiple number of patients, and he just thinks that he himself is his only patient. And sick person is only concerned about himself, and he feels that he is the only person who is sick in this whole world. Okay. To what other uneasy couch the good man is hastening when he slips out of his chamber, folding up his thin dossier so carefully for fear of rustling, is no speculation which he can at present entertain. So this sick person cannot understand that why his doctor is in a hurry. Hastening means hurry, जल्दबाजी करना. Okay, sick person cannot understand that why this doctor is in a hurry, and he cannot understand that there are some other sick patients that are lying on their bed, and the doctor has to make a haste to check these patients also. Okay, when he slips out of his chamber, folding up his thin dossier so carefully for fear of rustling, is no speculation which he can at present entertain. Now he cannot understand that why this doctor goes out of his chamber, his room, taking his dossier. Dossier means his fees, doctor's fees. Okay, and folding that money so carefully so that it does not make any sound. All these things this doctor does in a very hurried manner, and because he has to check other multiple patients and that are waiting for him. And sick person whom this doctor is treating cannot understand the pain and the suffering of other patients, because he thinks that he is the only person who is sick right now, and the doctor should only be concerned about him. He thinks only of the regular return of the same phenomenon at the same hour tomorrow. Patient only thinks about the regular return of the same activity. Phenomenon means activity. He can only think about the regular return of the same activity at the same time. Same hour means same time. Okay, he thinks that tomorrow this doctor will return again to check him and to perform all his regular duties. Household rumors touch him not. Now, rumors means gossips, okay, and household means family members, and now family gossips affect him not, okay, because he is sick. So now he is not interested in any family gossips. Some faint murmur indicative of life going on within the house soothes him, while he knows not distinctively what it is. He only hears some faint means vague or unclear or low sounds. Okay, he only hears some vague sounds within the house, and these sounds give him indication of lives around him, and hearing these sounds he feels comfortable. Okay, soothes him means he feels comfortable, and he hears these vague sounds, but he cannot hear them clearly. Distinctively means clearly. He cannot hear these sounds very clearly, so he cannot understand clearly what is going or what is happening around him, and he just feels happy to hear these sounds of other members, because these sounds give him indication of life going around him. Okay, he is not to know anything, not to think of anything. This patient is not supposed to know anything, and he is not supposed to think of anything because he is sick. Servants gliding up or down the distant staircase, treading as upon velvet, gently keep his ear awake so long as he troubles not himself further than with some feeble guess at their errands. Now, servants in the house go up and down the staircase. Staircase means सीढ़ियाँ. In very glide. To glide means in a very soft manner. They are walking in a soft manner, as if they are walking on a velvet. Velvet means makhmal. Okay, and they do so because they do not want to disturb the sick person or the patient in the house. Gently treading as upon velvet, gently keep his ear awake so long as he troubles not himself further than with some feeble guess at their errands. So this activity of walking of these servants keeps his ear awake. That means he can hear the sound of their footsteps, but their sound is so vague and unclear. So the sick person can only guess about their errands. Errands means some works or their tasks. Okay, and from their footsteps he cannot make a guess. He can only make a guess for what they are going here and there, and nothing more than that. Okay, because these sounds of their footsteps is very vague and low. Exacter knowledge would be a burden to him. Exact knowledge of what is going or what is happening around him would be a burden for the sick person. Burden means boj. Okay, so it would be a burden for this sick person. He can just endure the pressure of conjecture. Conjecture means to guess, or you can say anuman lagana. Okay, for the sick person it would be a burden, because right now He can only tolerate the pressure of conjecture. Endure means to tolerate, सहन करना. Okay, the pressure of conjecture. Conjecture means अनुमान. Being sick, he is right now very weak both mentally and physically, so it would be better for him if he does not take pressure of things that are going around him, because activity of mere thinking can also exhaust him. Because being sick, he must relax right now. Okay, he opens his eye faintly at the dull stroke of the muffled knocker. Now, this patient opens his eyes faintly at the dull stroke. Stroke means prahar karna. Of the dull stroke of the muffled knocker. Muffled knocker means the person who knocks the door very softly, in a soft manner. The person who knocks the door very softly. Okay, muffled knocker. So he opens his eyes faintly at the dull stroke of the muffled knocker, and closes his eyes again without asking who was it. He opens his eyes when someone knocks at his door and closes them back without even asking who was it. Okay? He is flattered by a general notion that require inquiries are making after him, but he cares not to know the name of the inquirer. So he is flattered. Flattered means pleased. He is pleased by the notion. Notion means thought or idea. He is pleased by the idea or by the thought that people are now making inquiries about him, but he does not care to know the name of the inquirer. We know that one thing that a sick person enjoys very much is that attention is given to him by all. Okay, and he feels happy when someone asks about him and his health, because that way he feels that inquirer is really concerned about him, and that is why he feels happy when someone inquires about him. Okay, in the general stillness and awful hush of this house, he lies in state and feels his sovereignty. So, in the general stillness means calmness, shanti, and awful hush. Awful means dreadful, yani ki bhayanak. Okay, hush means silence of the house. He lies in state and feels his sovereignty. Sovereignty means you can say supreme power. Okay, so in the general calmness and dreadful silence of the house, the sick person lies in his bed that he considers his state. You can say Rajya. Okay, and lying there, he enjoys his sovereignty. Sovereignty means supremacy or a supreme power. To be sick is to enjoy monarchical prerogatives. So, to be sick is to enjoy monarchical. Monarchical means of king. Raja ka, okay, related to king. Prerogatives means some privilege or special rights. You can say Visheshadhikar. Okay. So, to be sick is to enjoy monarchical prerogatives. That means a sick person enjoys special rights like a king or monarch. Compare the silent reed and quiet ministry, almost by the eye only, with which he is served, with the careless demeanor, the unceremonious going in and out, slamming of doors or leaving them open, of the very same attendants when he is getting a little better, and you will confess that from the bed of sickness, throne let me rather call it, to the elbow chair of convalescence is a fall from dignity amounting to a deposition. So now here Lamb is saying that compare the silent reed and quiet ministry almost by the eye only with which he is served. So he says that you can compare the behavior of the same attendants attendants means people who are serving this sick patient. Okay, you can compare the behavior, the change in the behavior of the same attendants before and after recovery of the patient. When he was sick, these attendants were walking very silently. Silent treat means to walk, and quiet ministry. And then they were walking very silently and they were serving him quietly. Now their behavior has changed when the patient is recovering. Now they are showing careless demeanor. Demeanor means behavior, his outward behavior. Okay. Now these attendants are showing careless demeanor and they are going in and out unceremoniously. Unceremoniously means abruptly. Okay. Achanak. Now they are closing the door with a bang. They are slamming the doors and leaving them open. They are now closing the door with a bang and or they are leaving it open. And if you compare this behavior of his attendant, you will feel that there is a huge change. And you will confess that from the bed of sickness to the elbow chair of convalescence is a fall from dignity amounting to a deposition. Now the sick person is getting better, and this change from the sick bed to the chair of convalescence is like a fall from dignity. Dignity means samman. Okay. So because the sick person was enjoying the sick bed just like a king, but now he is getting better and now he is transferred to a chair because he can sit now. So it is like equal to, amounting means equal to a deposition. Deposition means downfall. Okay. So he is transferred to a chair now and it is just like, or it is equal to a downfall, because now he is getting better, so no one is giving him special attention, and gradually people have become quite careless while treating him. So this transformation is like a deposition for him, deposition, or you can say downfall for him, because still now everyone was treating him like a king and serving him accordingly. So that is all for today's lecture. We will continue our essay in our next video. Thank you.